Welcome to Narrow Ground Entertainment. I'm Steve the Unimpressed, and this is Steve Solo's 7 Days to Die Alpha 19, Episode 12. In this episode, I am planning to go and set up another base on the edge of a desert biome that I have discovered in the previous several episodes, which is off in this direction. Before I do that, I am going to run over to the trader and dispose of some of the extra stuff I don't need and check whether or not he has anything interesting to sell me. I do have some extra stuff cluttering my inventory, which is stuff that I will be taking with me to start building the new base. And among those are all the items I need to fully outfit the campfire and a new forge. Those are things that it's generally good to have access to whenever you start a new base. A new forge is always a good thing to set up, even if you don't immediately need to smelt metal, because it helps you later on in the game to have multiple forges in multiple locations. Prevents zombies from getting too focused on one forge and allows you to smelt things more quickly because you have multiple forges working on it. And campfires, well, it's always good to be able to cook food wherever you are. Quality of the food may vary, but you want it nonetheless. Let's see if Trader Hugh has anything useful today. Hugh did have one thing in his inventory that I decided was worth buying, which was a Pistol Pete skill book. This book will increase my range with a pistol, which I don't use a pistol all that often, but anything that makes me more effective with them when I do use them is helpful. And now I am going to get off to the edge of that desert town and start setting up my second base. Okay, here I am at the intersection point of the three biomes. So I've got regular forest behind me, some snow off to that side, and desert off to that side. What I'm going to do quickly here is I'm going to kind of walk down the line between the desert and the snowy biome and see if I can find a oil shale deposit indicator that is right on the edge between the two. I'm not sure how likely that is or how good a deposit it would be if I found one, but there are certain difficulties with building bases in the desert that make me try to avoid it. Mainly, it's kind of hard to deal with the heat when it's a constant problem in the desert. It's easier if you can build on the line between another biome and a desert. But I also want to make sure to build this base on top of an oil shale deposit, because that way I have easy access to it. This guy won't be here to see that, though. However, we've pretty much already reached a point where I'm too deep into the town for that to really be worthwhile, even if I did find one. You don't really want to build the base in the middle of town. So, I think I will just be building a base in the desert. I'll try to keep it near the edge, whatever the closest oil shale deposit is that I can find. That's iron, that's more iron. I know there were some around here. Oop, here's one. Right here is what we're looking for. You can already see the kind of, well, maybe you can, maybe you can't. When your character is hot, you get sort of a little red ring around your screen. And that generally indicates that you need to find some cover, drink some water. Well, it indicates that your character is hot, and there are consequences that go with that. So let me see if I can find another deposit that's like right on the line, but I don't think I'm going to get that lucky. Okay, I had a poke around and I found some more oil deposits, but none of them are any closer to the grassy forest over here than this one is. So, this deposit is now the chosen one. I'm going to clear out a little bit around it and start building my second base. When I start working on a second base, I build it very similarly to how I build the first base, but I usually leave a little bit more room. So I'm going to make this probably about twice as big as I made my first base. Assuming I don't run out of flagstone blocks first, because before nightfall comes, because I probably will spend this night at this base, I want to make sure that it's fully enclosed. So if I start running out of flagstone blocks and out of cobblestone rocks to make more flagstone blocks, I will cut that short. I want it to be at least 2 high, because that makes it harder for zombies to get over it. There we are, one 9x9 box. I'm not really sure why I was thinking that 100 flagstone blocks might not be enough to get a 9x9 box 2 rows high, but I must be thinking of later in the game when I start building even more grandiose structures. For now, I'm going to raise this up 1 more level, and then probably 1 more beyond that, because even if that does use up my starting 100 flagstone blocks, I still have plenty of cobblestone rocks to make more, and then I will need to make my little piers to jump in and out of the base. There, base 2.0 is in fact 4 blocks high, and instead of a ladder to climb up to our jumping pier, we have nice flagstone stairs. We are moving up in the world. We actually have the resources to make good things now. On the downside, I keep getting notifications popping up that I am sweltering, which is not really unexpected because my clothing loadout right now is designed for keeping me warm, not for keeping me cool. However, things have changed in the game. It used to be that if you wore clothes designed for cold weather in hot environments, it actually made you worse off. Now they have changed that, so having any clothing at all actually does help you. But still, a hooded sweatshirt and a leather jacket are great when I'm running around in the snow, but they help a little when I'm running around in the desert, but not all that much. So I will have to start acquiring some clothing that will keep me cool instead of keeping me warm. For now, though, we have what we have. I'll just have to run through my water, because what generally happens when your character is hot is you get dehydrated more quickly, which makes sense. It isn't that much past noon, so I may try to raid a structure yet today, now that I've gotten the base up. I think I'm going to reinforce the corners into brick blocks like we have in our towers. I'm not sure how much cobblestone rock I will have left after that, but during the night I will probably work on reinforcing the rest of the walls. For now, it'll be enough to do the corners, because those I won't be able to reach from inside. I've finished reinforcing my corners, so I have come over here to take a look through whatever this is. Let's see if we can get inside it. There's one door. I don't really want to break down that door, though. The light is shining on this. I wonder why. Parkour our way up to the roof, maybe? Oop. Where'd he land? Let's go carve him up immediately. Still need those farm plots. Alright, now let's try this again. There's a big hole in the roof. Is there anyone in this room? No, it doesn't appear to be, so let's go ahead and drop down there. Anybody in the bathroom? Yes. Not anymore, though. How about out here? Another one down. Not sure how I'm supposed to get around that. Oh, apparently through that. Let's see. There's clearly going to be somebody here. It's so nice to have a rifle. And let's see if there's anybody out in the living area. That was, well, frankly, textbook. Now there's somebody outside, so let's break out this window. Take care of them before they bring the place down on our heads. Hi. Alright, that takes care of that. Alright, let's see what's in the gun store box. Machete parts. Didn't particularly need those, but we'll keep them. Lots of stuff in the reinforced chest, though. Let me see here. Ammunition is always good. These gold and silver nuggets, I'm not sure if they're useful for anything else, not that I've ever been able to find, but the trader will buy them for a pretty high price. So, they're worth keeping around. Or, actually, they're worth selling, more appropriately. Probably what I will do with these is hoard them until I have the spare skill points to raise my... Oh, I forget what the skill perk is called. But effectively, it's your bartering skill. And as you raise it higher, you can get better deals from the trader. So, since these are pretty high value, I will probably save them up until I can get better prices for them. Or until there's something in the trader's inventory that I really, really want to buy, and then I will sell them so that I can buy that. Alright, I've finished ransacking the joint, and it is getting a little bit later in the day, so I'm going to head back to base 2.0. I'm going to head back very slowly, because I'm a little bit overloaded. I'll collect this gut pile on the way, though. Alright, I'm back in the desert box, and while I'm here, I am going to go ahead and actually put a roof on this one. I'm not sure if you noticed, but while I was inside looting that house, the red ring around my screen disappeared. That's because being undercover is one of the things that will keep your character cool. So, in the desert, it is useful to actually build a roof on your shelter. In many other biomes, I don't bother. Alright, we have officially reached night, so I'm going to start mining out this oil. Well, oil shale. What's the actual name in the game? Oil shale, okay. Mining in a desert is a little bit easier than mining in other places because the ground is so soft. So when you start building a base in the desert, it will be easier to dig down into your basement because mostly you only have to shovel. You do hit rock patches eventually, and the rock is different colors like this. This here is actually a patch of rock, not, I don't know, that's a piece of oil shale. No wonder it's harder. But you do get differently colored rock out here in the desert also, so it kind of maintains the same sandy color. But when you get deeper down, you do start actually hitting rock. Regardless, your second base, no matter where you put it, will be easier to construct than your first base because you have better tools. It's entirely likely that I will get this entire floor section dug out and be able to put up wood floor by the time this episode is over. Let's see who's outside, though. Just a dead zombie. I keep hearing a zombie out here smacking on something. So where is he? There he is. He was running into a cactus. There. Now hopefully he'll be quiet. And that one too. Well, if it wasn't noticeable earlier in the episode, the red ring around my screen should be very noticeable right now. I may not completely understand something about how that mechanic works, because it's the middle of the night in the desert. That's usually supposed to be cold, although it's possible that that fact just isn't duplicated very well in the game. But I think that on the short list of goals will have to be find better clothes for hanging out in the desert, since I have now built my secondary base in the desert. I did, however, get all of this dug out. I'm not going to floor over all of it right away because I still need to start digging deeper into this mine. Probably will set up my grid pattern here. I'm going to put a pillar there. I think I'm going to leave this as an open room here on the first level, but below that I want that pillar there for mining purposes. I've already placed my forge, although I haven't started using it for anything yet. This will probably wind up being the cement forge when I have the rest of the things I need to make cement mix, which mainly is a cement mixer. Well, that's where we're going to call this an episode. Oh hey, I'm no longer red ringed on my screen. That's nice, but not terribly important. I do have enough water to cope with it for now. In the next episode, I will probably try to conduct some more raiding, but we are getting close to a 7-day horde, so I will have to start getting prepared for that, probably make some more ammunition. Thank you for watching. Leave a like on this episode if you enjoyed it, subscribe to my channel to see more content from me, and if you'd like to help my channel grow, please share it with your friends. Goodbye and God bless.